Yo, what's up everyone? This is your boy Lil Majin. Today I want to talk to you guys about the top 10 moves you should be using with King. And before we get started with the top 10 moves of King, you guys should hurry up and hit that subscribe button and click on the bell icon to be notified each and every time I upload a new video into your YouTube feed. Alright, and coming in at number 10 are King's jabs. Who would have thought? King has some of the strongest jabs on the game. Not as far as range, but damage definitely. 1-2, 22 damage. 2-1 got buffed to 25 damage way back in season 3. Pretty high damage because a lot of other characters have like 16, 17, something like almost under 20. So that's pretty high up in damage. But the real use comes in its utility. So King's jabs can be used as a 10 frame punish, which is pretty high for a 10 frame. 2-1 being 25, and obviously 1-2 being 22. That's pretty good punishment damage. However, you can also use a mix-up because he has a 10 string that starts with his 1-2. So you can go 1-2, 1-1, 2. And as you can see, all of these 3 hits are a natural combo. No counter hit required. So if you get hit by all of the hits, you're gonna lose 44 damage altogether. That's 1 point more than his new guillotine leg drop. But on counter hit, if you land a 3rd hit, you get a 2-1 guarantee for a whopping 37. So that's 2 points more than a regular throw. So you could definitely use that, for some mind games, for a basic frame trap. They get hit by the 1-2, they have to either block or get hit by the 3rd hit. Those are the only 2 options. There are no punch parries or sidestepping or anything once they're hit by 1-2. They have to block or get hit. Those are the only 2 options. So yeah, King's jabs, pretty good. They can also set up for throws, jab into giant swing, because it's +1 on block, it's uninterruptible. But of course you can still sidestep it. The opponent doesn't need too many frames to be able to sidestep, so +1, that's obviously sidesteppable. But they won't be able to backdash it though, because you're too close, it's too fast coming out. So it's really good. You can use jabs to open up so much. And the fact that he can delay like the 2nd hit of his jab and the 3rd hit, that makes it even better because you can play a lot of mind games. You can jab, into itself, or jab into the 1-2-1. Really good. The only weakness is that the jabs are steppable pretty easily. Coming in at number 9 on my list is none other than arguably his best low in down 4. As you can see, the low is pretty fast. It's actually tied with down 4 It's the 2 fastest lows that he has, like facing front. Obviously, if he's a back turn, he has a 10 frame low, which really could be his best low. Back turn down 3. Damage, speed, and safety. That's just really good. But back to down 4. Where down 4 is near a homing attack. It tracks against sidestep left and sidestep right pretty reliably. See, I have Zafina for a reason, just to show you guys, even she can get hit out of her sidestep. So you would imagine it'll be hard for a character with a lesser sidestep to get around that move. The only bad thing about it is that on hit -2, and it doesn't really do a lot of damage. It isn't enough to make the opponent really want to duck because it's so weak. 7 points. There's another way to get it a little bit stronger, and that's full crouch first. You can make it 10 points, which is a little bit more threatening, but still pretty weak in the whole aspect of lows, being really strong. King has some pretty lackluster lows. Down 4 is one of his best lows, so that says a lot. But you should definitely be using it though. It's definitely one of his best lows. Like I said, Good tracking, really good range, really good speed. The only downsides, you know, pretty weak and negative on hit. So you have to almost give up your turn. You know, you have like a small leeway once you hit with this to continue attacking. So use it, but definitely don't abuse it too much because it can be low parried, and man, low parries are devastating in this game. Again, you don't want to abuse down 4 because some characters can punish it really hard, and the worst of them being Josie because she can launch punish down 4 on block. So while down 4 is a really good low for King, some characters can punish it pretty hard, so you have to place it well and use it for what it's worth. Good tracking, good speed, good range. So use it. Not too much against Josie though. And making its way to number 8 on my list of top 10 moves you should be using with King is forward 4. So if you're going against a Steve that likes to sway a lot, you know, beating your down 4 ones and so many other mids, forward 4 catches them and keeps them honest. But other than that, it's a swell move. You're supposed to use it for what it's worth. It's a homing attack, so you can keep people from stepping you all day. King has a really weak left side, so sidestep right, it covers a lot of his really good moves. So forward 4, use it. And making its way to number 7 on the top 10 list, down 4-1. So let's talk about down 4-1. Quick 14 frame poke. The second hit's a natural combo, but punishable on block. Negative 10, not too harsh. It's an elbow, so regular punch parries will not work against it. Of course, you have, you know, Jin, Geese, Leroy. Those special parries will definitely work, but against a normal character, pretty unstoppable almost. It has really good tracking, pretty decent tracking against sidestep right, and definitely against sidestep left. Against sidestep left, it's near impossible to sidestep it, but it's really weak against sidestep right if you time it right. And also range is another thing. Kind of random it looks like, but it's pretty reliable against sidestep left. But yeah, it has pretty good tracking, especially if he hits you for like a 1-2 or something. See, I'm trying to go the direction that it's weak against. So it's almost homing if he like hits you. Pretty good in neutral because it has pretty good range. It's definitely a range 2. Has deceptive range, but I think it's really character dependent, but it's a really good poke. You can use it for a throw setup. You can use it to go into itself or set up plus frames or even steal turns. It's a really good turn stealing move. So definitely one of his top moves you should definitely be using. Use down forward 1. It's godlike. Number 6 of the top 10 moves is forward 3 into the just frame DDT. So just looking at forward 3, it doesn't have a whole lot of range. It hits at like range 2, rarely, like struggling to hit at range 2. But on hit, it is really good. Knocks down, unbreakable DDT. Gets a guaranteed alley kick, and the Oki from it is ridiculous. See, if they get up in any way, you can just check them with 4-2-1. And if they get up standing, yeah, if they stand up, they're in for a world of hurt. But the thing is, the move is safe. So the only weakness of this move is that it's pretty linear. You can step it in either direction. It's a straightforward kick. Doesn't have a lot of range. It got a range buff in season 4, which I'm very thankful for. I'm sure you guys are too. Kind of to, I guess, make it have similar range to what it used to in Tekken Tag 2 and previous games. Again, the only weaknesses of it is doesn't have a lot of range and like no tracking at all. So it's still a really good move because it complements King's throws and other highs. You know, people might want to duck and get hit by this, and the tide will be turned in your favor most times. So use it. Another really good thing about forward 3 is that it is float friendly, meaning that if you catch the opponent out of the air with forward 3, then you can pick up for an easy combo. Alright guys, so coming in at number 5 is King's 4-4 neutral 2. The move is really good as a low for King because only -14 on block, +1 on hit, it's whatever, makes him recover crouching, and that's actually okay. You don't really keep your turn as much. You only get to like go for like a jab or like a giant swing or something after this, but all of those options are real susceptible to sidestep, so you have to really like pick your spots after that move hits. But the beauty of it is that look at the range. It has extremely good range for a low, as well as crushing highs. So it crushes highs. Let me show you guys. Have Claudio doing his usual 1-2-1-2 stuff. Almost instant. I don't know exactly which frame it crushes highs, but it's pretty fast. As far as the weaknesses of 4-4 neutral 2, I would say the biggest one is the tracking. Has like no tracking, especially not in the neutral. But yeah, the tracking is its biggest weakness. And the other weakness is against characters with Wild Rising launchers, you know, Josie, Kazuya, Miguel, 2D characters with meter. Yeah, a lot of characters can actually launch King for blocking that, so you have to really like pick your spots wisely with it. So besides that, I think the low is really good to use, especially if you're against someone who's like backdashing a lot. Let me see if I have this recorded. Is it? Yeah. They're backdashing a lot. Most of the time you can just do one like crouch dash with King. One crouch dash, dash in and go for it. You'll close the distance. So you can almost almost at any range, right? Yeah, see that range? Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. The biggest property is counter hit. Goes into a clothesline, hard knockdown, 53 damage. That's an extra 35 unscaled. It is ridiculously good. So you have to count for the range, the counter hit damage, and the ability to crush highs almost instantly. So yeah, those are 3 big things there. And it's actually plus on hit, 1 frame recovering crouching the opponent, but still good enough to land on number 5. So coming in at number 4 is 4-4-1. That's right. You guys know what it is. You know what this move is. Homing mid, plus 14 on hit, counter hit launches. What more could you ask for? But let's just go into detail. So -5 on block. That's actually really generous, you know, considering how much the move, you know, has as far as its properties. You know, it has as much range as you want it to have. You can even like have additional range from the crouch dash, like crouch dash forward +1. Yeah, it has as much range as you want it. If you're a wave dashing King, oh yeah, infinity and beyond, right? But you hit with the move +14, almost any follow-up is uninterruptible, unavoidable. Like even slower moves, you know, like chest bump, you can't sidestep it or like try to interrupt it. It's just really good. And you can't even low pair like anything that's like 14 frames, like down 4, down 4, down jabs, you know. None of those can be low parried at this point because of how plus it is on hit. And obviously, wall stick on the wall, really good. And what sets it apart from most homing attacks is that it's a counter hit launcher. Let me just show you the basic B&B here, which is 69 damage. pretty chunky. Obviously, with the wall, you can get more. Let me see if I can get like a quick wall combo. Yeah, I'll just go for a basic B&B. 81 damage. Pretty good, pretty good. So the move is ridiculous. Ridiculous. You see, his hurt boxes kind of disappear at like certain frames of this move. Even like before he hits you with it. You see that? It's like certain jabs, certain highs just will not hit him. Mostly the regular jabs, they just phase right through him. Even though he's not like ducking at all. So 441 has a couple of weaknesses, and those are really it, honestly, as far as I'm concerned. 23, 22 frames. You know, easy to counter hit him out of it with stuff before he approaches. But with Ling here, she can actually AOP under it. Only if she like ducks, right? So she can do that at will. And there are like some instances with like other characters who can like crush under it. Yeah, that's the move there. See that? Yeah, Leo can crush under it with her down 1+2 stance. Like towards the end of it. Goes under King's 441. Like I said, it's only two weaknesses, the speed, and it has a potential to be crushed by like certain moves at certain frames, but that's really it. The move is it's almost like a god move because it has so many properties that just reward King. Coming in at number 3 on my list of King's top 10 moves, back 1. So back 1, it comes out at 12 frames. It's +3 on hit. Not too bad on block. -8, but they have to respect the second hit, which can be delayed like forever. Same for the back 1-4 extension, but you don't really use those a lot unless you're like trying to condition the opponent, you know, to not swing. So then you can start to work on mind games and stealing turns and all of that. But yeah, the move is good on hit. You know, still another uninterruptible back 1. You can go for a giant swing. You can go for a few things with that +3. Also, range. The range is phenomenal for what it does. So why do I have it up so high on the list? That's because it's one of its best get off me tools. It's a counter hit launcher. So without walls, the counter hit combo damage is pretty good. This is like the staple against the majority of the cash here. 67, nothing to scoff at, you know, that's a big chunk. Plus the Oki he gets from the running power bomb is tremendous. So yeah, that's a lot from a counter hit. So on counter hit, King can get quite a bit of damage, especially with walls. I just go for the easy exploder ender, but as you can see, 81, not bad. And another thing that makes back 1 really good is that, like, I guess the characters with like delayable strings and like multiple strings with delays before the second or third hits, you can easily interrupt with back 1. Counter hit launch for free. Yeah, and I just picked Bakuro because he's like the obvious choice. He has so many strings with gaps in them, and King can just back 1 all of them. Of course, he has to respect the ones with no delay, but a lot of Fakuroms are definitely going to use the delayed ones because they're the safer option. Yeah, so a lot of people like to do jabber to down 4-1 even on block. They take advantage of the plus frames, go for like a mid. King can challenge that with back 1. Of course, it'll trade, but he still gets the combo. I'm just doing a basic generic combo, but yeah. The move has a lot of uses as far as stopping pressure. 12 frames? Like, not too many characters have that. I know Leroy has a 12 frame mid, but it has like nowhere near the amount of range as back one. And I can't really think of too many characters that have like a move that's a counter hit launch that's like so far reaching. Like, of course, Magic 4s come to mind. Even Fakarum has one, but the range it's just not the same. It's night and day with King's back one. So it's one of the best moves on the game, if you ask me. But yeah, it's definitely deserving to be number 3 on the list, and let's keep it moving. Now we're down to the final 2. So what's my number 2 as far as the top 10 moves? You guessed it. It's the push. It's definitely the push. This move is it's definitely one of the best attacks on the game, and it's almost unreal, right? Because of how fast it is. Look, it comes out at 9 frames. It's possible to make it come out at 10, like as far as like human execution, like what's humanly possible. So it's a very fast attack. As you can see, +7 on hit, neutral on block, and on counter hit, that's where it gets real juicy. Let me try to get a key charge here. Counter hit +18. So he gets plenty of different follow-ups to choose from. So let me show you guys. You can go for back 1-2. You can go for 4-2-1, you know, for a lot of damage and a hard knockdown. Or you can go for something huge like back 3-1+2 just frame. 43 damage and ridiculous ulti. An alley kick after this it's almost guaranteed. I mean, they can still side roll it, but the damage just adds up quickly, and he can turn the tides up around just like that, just from one counter hit push. It's absolutely great. Now the downsides, it should be obvious when you just look at the move. Doesn't have a lot of range, you know, and especially against an opponent that's just backdash. It's hard to even like make it come in contact with them. So you have to really be close. It's a range 0, like range 1 move. You know, you have to be close to make it work. And most of the stuff I said about like back 1, as far as like what it can interrupt, it's the same thing. You just have to have the execution to do it fast, you know, to do those instant 4-4 neutral 1+2s. And another thing that makes the push even more devastating by the wall is the fact he can wall bounce. And he can get quite a bit of damage from this wall bounce. Let me just go for something simple here. Let's go for the Shining Torpedo. Easy 78. But he can get even more depending how like far away from the wall he is. So let me see if I can get this for you guys. See here. Yeah, Lydia has a weird hurt box, so it's hard to get this initial one. Yeah. That's guaranteed damage, 88. Yeah, that's a grip. That's over half life. So just think of the scope of things of how strong this move is. May not have the range, but it's definitely worthy of the number 2 spot. It's ridiculous. 9 frames, mid, safe on block. Ridiculous. The move can also float hop kicks. Easy conversion here. I just go for the running power bomb. Quick 35. So as I already iterated earlier, the move doesn't have a lot of range. And another thing is the tracking. The tracking is also like whatever against sidestep, right? But it does have some tracking against sidestep and sidewalk left. See? Yeah, just a little bit of tracking towards that direction, but it's not, you know, the same against every other character. But yeah, range and tracking, 2 biggest weaknesses, and that's really it. Coming in at that number 1 spot, down forward 2. This is definitely the single greatest attack that King has, honestly. Like, it's one of the best pokes in the game. 13 frame mid, plus 4 on hit, and -6 on block. But it also has a follow-up, down forward 2-1. The follow-up, obviously high, you can duck it. But he can delay it to play with your mind, like some mental plus frames and conditioning. So you can definitely like steal some turns if you use the move correctly. It's at range like 2.5 almost 2.5, like 2.2, like reliably for sure. Obviously that varies against like certain characters, but yeah, the move it's amazing, not just because of, you know, those properties, but solely because of what he gets on counter hit. So on counter hit, this move I've already iterated in the video that I made, the cheapest move King has. Yeah, I already iterated in that video, but let's revisit. Counter hit, you can confirm and go for a burning knuckle. So let me see if I can land it. This is a combo. This is a combo. It's not escapable. Like it's like only a handful of characters that you cannot land this combo on, but again, like even without the burning knuckle, the guaranteed people's elbow is ridiculous. That's good too for a 13 frame mid poke that has decent, like above average range, almost like DLC range for a 13 frame mid poke. It's really far away, and again, not bad on block. They have to respect the second hit, but yeah, the people's elbow being a combo after that is also still pretty good, like above average. Like I have Double Jin over here. Like what does he get from his 13 frame? Down for 1, like what? Nothing really. He's just a poke and that's it. Even by the wall, it's still pretty good, especially depending on like if you're like a little bit on the left side, you can even get an easy pickup like this. Go to the other wall and finish the combo. 84, almost half. So it's a lot of utility behind this move. So I want to show you guys the tracking on down forward 2 from like certain plus frames, like +1 up close. No real tracking against the right side, but against the left side it's a little bit different, just a little bit. See, for some reason it has really good tracking, so it's like the opposite of the average down forward 1. See, most down forward 1s track really well against sidestep right, but lose out to sidestep left. But with King's down forward 2, it's different. It's like inverted, the reversed. So yeah, that's how it works with him. But in some instances, even still, like the direction you're supposed to walk it, if you're like +2 or like +3, King has a few moves to like set that up to make it easier. Let me show you guys. Like capital punishment +2, 4-4-2 also makes it hard to step to the right. Obviously chest bump, it's almost homing even against like Kunimitsu. She has a pretty good side step and backdash. Obviously she won't be able to like backdash away from it because of the plus frames. And another thing, I picked Kunimitsu just to show you guys a weird glitch, and I don't know if it was intended, but after King's jab, he cannot backdash away from down forward 2 if it's done immediately after. So, and it doesn't matter which range she blocks the standing jab. See, this is obviously up close, but let me get further away. She still has to block this. It still reaches her, and that's like ridiculous. The move is busted, right? Oh, but anyways, guys, that's my number 1. You know, it's down forward 2. There's no other move in King's arsenal that is better. You know, it just has so much utility, and on counter hit, it's just devastating. Even against like the small characters, the combo is a little bit more difficult, but it's still totally doable. Let me see if I can land it. Yeah, still a grip of damage, and if you're not using down forward 2 with King and hit confirming the second hit into that burning knuckle, I really implore you to use it. Like, definitely learn it, try your best to master it, and apply it to your game, because it is just, it's too important to not have in your arsenal. So down forward 2 is the best, definitely. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And again, dope Shining Wizard t-shirt, links in the description below. You guys, again, let me know in the comments, what do you think? What do you think should be on the list? Again, I want to iterate that no grabs. I didn't put, you know, a lot of people think Giant Swing, you know, should have been on this list, but I was mainly trying to get it to strikes, you know, his top 10 strike attacks. So I think like Giant Swing, it's deserving of an honorable mention for sure. Giant Swing, Shining Wizard, the chain grabs, all that stuff. But I think I might do another video on that. What do you guys think? I don't know. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Let's talk in the comments. What's King's best move? What are his top 10? Yeah, let me know what you guys' top 10 moves are for King. Yeah, I'm interested in seeing that. So until next time, guys, peace.